Hi, and welcome to this week's edition of Then We Eat. If you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. If you've been here before, welcome back. On this week's episode, we'll be making baked eggs and spuds. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut up our baked potatoes. These are my baked potatoes. I've already gone ahead and baked them in the oven. They've been in the oven for about an hour and a half. At 375, you want to make sure that they're cooked on the inside. All I did was spritz them with a little bit of oil and put some salt and pepper on the top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut my potatoes in half and I'm going to scoop out all the flesh. We're going to save the flesh for another use. You can always make mashed potatoes out of it. You can use it for fried potatoes for breakfast, whatever you have a use for. So let's get started with our potatoes. You'll notice that one of my potatoes has a cut on the end. It had a little bad spot on it, so I cut it out, but that's all right. It should still be useful. They'll be hot, so if you want to use a glove, you're welcome to. I find that it's not that hot, so I should be all right. And you want to scoop out as much potato as you can, but you still want to leave a little bit in there, but you want to make sure that you've got room for all the other ingredients. Okay, so our potatoes are cut. The flesh has been scooped out. We're just going to put these aside while we work on our next ingredients. Okay, so now we need some vegetables to go in with our eggs. I've got half of a yellow pepper and a couple of slices of red onion. I've already started dicing my onion. I'll just show you what I've done with the rest of my onion. And I've got some pepper. I'm just going to cut it pretty small as well. Okay, my recipe calls for mushrooms as well. I don't have any mushrooms at this time. Quite honestly, I don't really like mushrooms, so we're not going to add them. So let's finish dicing the onion so you can see what I've done. So all I've done is cut it really thin, and then I'm just going to give it a small little dice. So I would say that's about a half a cup of onion. I'm going to do the same with my pepper. I'm going to dice it in nice small little pieces. I'm hoping I'm going to get about a half a cup of pepper as well. If you don't have yellow pepper, you can use green, red, whatever color you have. Okay, so you can see that I've got my pepper chopped up. I'm going to do a little bit more red pepper. I don't think I have enough yellow. Okay, so there's my pepper chopped up. I have about a half a cup of onion and about 3/4 of a cup of pepper. Okay, so the next thing I need is some diced cooked ham. I've got this Black Forest ham that I bought at the grocery store. That's what I'm going to use. Again, you want to cut it nice and thin. There's my ham cut up. I ended up using 7 pieces. I've got 3 baking potatoes that I'm trying to fill. My original recipe only called for 2, so I've got a little bit more ingredients so that I have enough for my 3 potatoes. So the next thing we need to do is we need to get the induction cooker out because we need to cook all of this stuff before it goes into our potatoes. Okay, so it's time to cook the vegetables. I've got my induction on about 700. I want to make sure that the pan is nice and warm, and to that I'm going to add about a tablespoon of butter. Okay, to my pan I'm going to add my red and yellow pepper and my onion. And I want to cook this until it's just about cooked. As you can see, my peppers and onions are cooking nicely. The onions are getting nice and translucent, which means they're almost ready. It's almost time to add the ham. Yeah, right before I add the ham, I'm going to add a little bit of cracked black pepper. Okay, now I'm going to cook my ham. I just want to get it a little bit heated through. I don't want to cook it or it will dry out. Basically, we just want to heat the ham through. Okay, that's probably long enough. We're going to take it off the burner, put this aside, and let's start assembling our potatoes. So now it's time to fill our potatoes. I'm only going to do 3 for now. And I'm going to use the same pan that I roasted my potatoes on. So it may look a little dirty. It is. But that's okay because it was just potato anyway. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put a little bit of cheese in the bottom of our potato. I've got some shredded mozzarella. I don't have any cheddar today, so I'm just using mozzarella. And I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit in the bottom of each potato. You don't want to add too much cheese to the bottom. You want to make sure that you have enough room in your potatoes for the other ingredients. So our cheese is in the bottom. Now we're going to add our ham pepper mixture. Make sure you get it all filled in. When you're putting your ham mixture in, make sure you have a little bit of a pocket in the middle. You need some room for your egg to sit on top. Now for the fun part. Now we're going to crack an egg on top of 2 of these potatoes. Before I continue, I want to mention that I do have my oven preheating to 400 degrees. Okay, so let's crack our egg. We're going to top it with a little bit of cheese. As you can see, some of my egg has run out. This will happen. That's why you need to have a little bit of a shallow cave in there. So we're going to add a little bit of cheese, and then the hardest part is getting them from the counter to the oven without dropping the egg off. So these are going to cook in the oven for 8 to 10 minutes, and then they'll broil for 2 minutes just to get the cheese melted. So hopefully they make it to my oven without losing my egg. So our eggs are cooked. Let's get them out of the oven and see how they look. Look at that. Now I ended up not broiling them for the last 2 minutes. I just left them in the oven for 10 minutes. They look very good. Let's get them on the plate. I'm going to try the one that doesn't have an egg because I'm the one in the family that don't like eggs. But I'm sure they taste really good with eggs if that's what you like. Here's what it looks like inside. Get a piece with all the stuff attached to it. Our onions, our peppers, our ham. Let's see how we did. Oh, so good. You get the flavor from the ham, the onion, the peppers, and that cheese. This is the perfect way to eat a potato. So thanks very much for watching. Hit the like button if you liked the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And hit the notification bell. It lets you know when we upload a video. We upload every Friday. And comment down below. Did you like the video? Or better yet, what would you like to see us make next? And don't forget, first we cook, then we eat.